Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Auto Club Speedway, what will be the site to race number 5 of the 2009 season. A little bit, one race later than what it was on previous seasons. Alongside me once again for this one is Stephen Paul III.
Little guys that went from Canada to Mexico, now to California. God, the sleep schedule's all messed up.
Well, at least they're all in the same spot this week. Um,
That's true.
as grabbing the pole for Duel 1 and guaranteeing herself a front row starting spot, Mary Shelley in car 18 with a lap time of 37.382. We'll have to see if that will hold up, and this will be the inside line or if this will be the outside line. She will start alongside Peter Onjak, Brian James, Matt Duncan make up row 2, Paul Swanson, Ryan George row 3, Kev Shear, Isaac Flickinger in row 4, Diego Yepes, and Henry Sanford's and all Penske row 5. I'll show you through the rest of the grid as I hand over to Steven for some thoughts and predictions before we go trackside.
Oh, real quick, I'm just gonna wait till after the command.
Okay. So let's go trackside for the command.
Drivers, start your engines.
Go ahead.
So, interesting note here. Last two seasons, we've not had a caution at this track in the duels or a crash in general. We've had a caution, and every car is finished. So, now that I said it's probably going to change the trend. We're kind of running different walls in the 2009 version, so it might be a little different racing. These COT cars, this is only the second time we have them under our belt. Mary actually won a truck pole here, so she might actually get her first cup. We still got the second duel to go. This is going to be interesting. We might see a little high D&Q count here because with a kind of an SS package racing through the field is very possible, like we saw last season with Jesse Turner winning. I can't really give you a prediction for a winner because it's going to kind of be about tire strategy and how you play the draft right. Everybody's got a chance besides the 67 and 75, so we'll see how they do it. We'll see how everybody tries to race away the top 18 and stuff.
And sorry that it's going to freeze. I'm going to do something that it wasn't doing it before, but now it is. Let's try again now. Try saying something again now. Sorry, I had to change volume because it started being really loud.
Still here.
Okay, that sounds a little bit better. It might have gone too far. I don't know. But it's, like all of a sudden, just like it started going louder again. So I'm like, that doesn't bode well for the recording. So if Pollard went from like extraordinarily loud to extraordinarily low, it's because I just messed with the volume mixer. So as pace car is off, field under control of the number 18 Interstate Batteries Toyota for Mary Shelley. The 3 cars locked in for this duel all start 16th or lower, and we are green.
Yep, see how we can get on start here now. We're going to see a lot of drafting early, then they're going to sprout because of tire wear right here. Let's see what we can get to turn 1. Let's see who gets the speed trap. 71 right now in the corner.
Well, yeah, and that's just on lap 1. This will probably be up to about 206, 208 by the time they come around the next time. Brian James already wanting to go for the race lead, so Mary Shelley's command up at front, not even going to last all that long. I mentioned the... Go ahead.
This is Brian ran pretty good at Daytona, but last year was an awful field. Trying to do better this weekend.
As leading lap 1 will be that 23 of Brian James. The transfer spot that time around would have been the 42 of Chris Wilson.
They are sliding going in these boards, but so much you gotta get used to these CLT cars for the rookies.
As Mary Shelley got a run off turn 2, clears for second. Onjak clears for third. Right now they're 3 wide right here for 5th with Swanson, Ryan George, and Henry Sanford.
Oh, that might be 4 wide. Kev turns Ryan, that'd be hilarious. Oh, Ryan George, great entry into that corner.
As they keep it 3 wide, the 3 cars locked into this duel are locked into the race in this duel. I mentioned a little bit. Chris Wilson in the 42. Actually, I'll show where they're at.
Oh,
So you have Chris Wilson in the 42, who's on the inside line now.
on the inside line.
JT Bryant in the 98. And Time Pollard in the 44. 2 of those 3 right now are not even in the top 18.
Still caution, so you guys can't wreck, guys.
And 1 pit stop.
Yeah, and we saw pit stops might be a little bit of trouble right here. Now this is what I'm talking about, the single file line. It's about doing the Pied Piper line here. Brian James is leading it right now.
As On Jack
Jack said, "Screw
goes for the inside here for second. Already have cars losing the pack. You have Bouchard, Mitchell Collins, and Robert Pollard.
What they're hoping for is that big wreck in the middle of the pack, and hopefully they get enough of that brakes to avoid it.
Well, true, and they're also hoping that we see it and actually throw a caution. Or that officials see it and throw a caution. As Onjak wasn't able to make the move work on the 18. Instead, it's Henry Sanford who grabs third.
Yeah, Henry is pretty good at the non-road course and short tracks, winning a lot of races like the last few weeks. Well, last like handful of races.
As Onjak trying to use that to his advantage.
Green cars, battling a green car. Here comes Ryan George at the 64 car. I believe he missed it last week, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you are correct. I know for a fact, I'm pretty sure Kev missed the race last week as well.
Yeah, he was a DNQ winner.
As Kev getting a run on the outside. Oh! Yepes sideways in the pack and saved it.
Oh my God. Yepes is a rookie driver, not used to these cars, and they clearly show it. I can't believe they hang on to that thing.
Well, I don't know which ones are in this duel entirely, but there are 6 drivers who have yet to make a start this season. Diego Yepes is one of them. Bouchard is another one. As, oh my gosh, that car is so far off the pace, it's not even damaged.
No, Fitzwater off the pace, that sucks.
Well, no, Fitzwater's still at the pace.
Yeah.
Whoops, not Mitchell Collins. Allie Nelson is another one that has yet to make a start.
Surprisingly.
Winnie Calhoun as well. That should be it from this duel.
Jeff James back here, so a little bit surprised.
Yeah. Jeff is actually was really quick in practice, so it's really shocking to see him back here.
Yeah, this can't really promote that much. If Yepes can control his car, we might have a good pack race.
Well, he only lost it the one time, and he actually still saved it, so.
Hamill moving through the field right here, saw him a little fast at the end of practice there. Mary Shelley now with Pied Piper in time.
Well, and right now holds second. Henry Sanford trying to go to the middle to grab that second spot. 3 wide off turn 2. Well, obviously, the 3 Sanford siblings, all hometown heroes. We'll get to that a little bit more when we get to Sunday, when I know who's actually all in the field. Jonathan Zorline is another one of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Ryan James won the dual race at Daytona, so this is kind of technically the second SS race, not really. So not really surprised to see that team bring that car here and running pretty well. As
Kev using that outside line to his advantage, he's trying to go to third now on the 2 of Henry Sanford.
They're kind of starting to thin out a little bit, but Kev to the bottom end, nice bottom.
And Henry tries to take advantage, goes to the inside of the 18.
Yeah, see how the car is sliding in the corner, then it's a tie right there. Almost, well, only 3/10 of fall.
Well, in interviewing the drivers, what they've mentioned was that the inside line is where they really need to be to try and make moves for turns 1 and 2. The outside is what works better in turns 3 and 4. And that's kind of why we're seeing this little bit of like a back and forth really going on.
Yeah, nobody's really got to the 23, so 2 cars trying to make a move right here, trying to get pushed by the 18. Similar track to Michigan, only 2 2-mile tracks on the schedule.
As right now the transfer spot last time around was the 34, Winnie Calhoun. Here comes Shelley on that outside line, as I mentioned, through 3 and 4.
Yeah, Henry's hanging tough though, right up there. We haven't seen, God, I can't even remember the last time they state barriers on the 18 car like I was mentioning.
As Sanford hangs in there into turns 1 and 2, dives it in on Mary Shelley.
And Duncan had a pretty decent run going under the race. I can't remember when back and stuff.
I also apologize if the game audio is a little too loud. We'll be checking this in between duels 1 and 2, and if it is, we'll change it and fix it.
Yeah, Matt Duncan finished 7th last week at Bristol, one of his best runs since his first career race at Bristol last week.
Kev gained that run on the outside line, trying to keep fourth spot away from the 6 of Matt Duncan.
Well, this is what the field wants to see. Chris Wilson running into top 18. I think that's what Seth Cole.
And more specifically, even inside the top 10.
Yeah, moving up nice. That's why I said moving up is going to the draft. The tie where it's going to make it interesting because the tie wheres are going to fall off.
Well, and let's check in on those other 3 that we mentioned. Time Pollard currently right now running in 21st. JT Bryan a little bit farther back in 26th. And surprisingly, Robert Pollard actually seems to have a car capable of being in the draft.
Did not seem like the case in practice, so that's good.
Gene Sanford's back here. The 87 just does not have the speed to be able to run well, apparently.
We'll finish second last week.
Meanwhile, Bouchard is barely getting to 203.
He might get black flag pretty soon.
Well, there's no damage on the car, so I don't know what they can actually do.
You're starting slow than Andy Stan Hoover.
As Kev up on the outside, 3 wide.
Kev's like, I'm going my own lane.
And gonna make it work for him. Top 3 single file now as they come down the front straightaway.
Yeah, Brian James is just like I mentioned with the seal count, they're bricks. And once you get in clean air, they're gonna be hard to pass. My God,
Wilson in the middle now. Marcus Ambrose to his inside. Jack James behind him. Swanson up top. Matt Duncan trying to go inside of Ryan George now.
Yeah, remember, if there's a wreck, there's no caution, so you gotta take it a little easy, guys.
Unless it's really big.
Well, that's true. It's gonna be big.
As Henry Sanford couldn't quite make the move work. Here comes Kev looking for third. In that Prism Motorsports Toyota.
Yeah, they might need to get some sponsorship to make.
41st in the points for Kev coming in. They cannot rely on points to make it into this show.
The story of the 66 car's career. Willie Calhoun moves up to 6. Jeff James up to 18th now.
Yep, Jeff James into that transfer spot. Sanford makes a move on Mary Shelley for second now.
It's just so hard to pass the ball.
Kev might try and use that to his advantage through down the front straightaway, but he needs to really go to the inside.
That's true. Yeah, his still at the 88 that lap.
And
jostle.
great, my game clicked out. Nice. There we go. I'm sorry about that.
I don't think he can rely on points either.
Braddock.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, probably not. That is... I'm trying to think of where that is. Let's see. That's 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 20. Oh, great. Sorry about this. Had a pop-up. Yeah. 12, 15, 16, 18. The 28 was 21st in points. So, yeah, that would be a record if we got that far down in points.
Calhoun moves to 18.
I say a record. That would be a record this season.
Yeah, 64 trying to make a 3 wide.
As that wasn't going to work. Thinks better of it.
Yeah,
Actually, they might be pitting. They are pitting.
Floyd, you can't make it from here then.
Well, no, they're past halfway.
Well,
Wilson stays out the extra lap.
17 times 2 is
34. Oh, wait. Oh. That's interesting. Rain, Calhoun, Ambrose, Austin LaPlante, Robert Pollard, Fitzwater stay out. Amy Shelley pit the lap before. Same for MoMA.
Nobody can make it on this.
Is it really going to be a 2-stop race?
I mean, unless these guys stretch it out, I mean, they're going to have me saying,
well,
oh my God.
They're going to be really close.
Can the 75 stay out to lead a lap just for the laughs?
Nope. So where does Amy Shelley cycle out in this? She pit the lap before.
Do we make it out to the cycle without a...
I was not expecting them to have to pit lap 16, truth be told. I thought they could get... I thought they could have gone to 20 easily. Oh, someone was really close to merging too soon. That would have been Owen Miles in the 96 who cut it close.
Driver almost making a rookie mistake.
And is what the? Brian James has scored. Oh wait, hold up. This hasn't cycled back yet.
28 might be the lead. The hell did he take? 2 tires? 4 tires?
There was pit strategy because 47 only took 2. We had some people took 2 and some people took 4. Jack James, Marcus Ambrose are gonna be leading this thing.
Oh, we might need a little Debbie for that.
Wow. Well, it's still gonna have to cycle back around. Let's make sure. But it looks like Marcus Ambrose and Jack James are gonna be the leaders on a 2-tire call.
Like I said, clean air. It doesn't matter how crappy the tires are. Clean air in these cars. It doesn't matter.
Braddock is 3rd. Brian James is 4th. JT Bryant is up to 5th. Winnie Calhoun is... Oh, sorry. We got Bal for 3rd. Brian James on 4 fresh tires is going to make this look easy.
He's gonna get up there pretty fast. Robert Pollard is 16th. Holy sh...
We apologize for language. Winnie Calhoun is 6th. Amy Shelley has gone up to 7th. Wilson is 8th. Allison Rain 9th. Kenny Moma 10th. Henry Sanford, Austin LaPlante, Diego Yepes, Time Pollard, Zachary Fitzwater. There is Robert Pollard. Kev Shear, Mary Shelley are the top 17, top 18 actually. Matt Duncan. So right now Kev Shear is in the transfer spot in 17th. Ryan George is on the outside looking in. Owen Miles, Swanson, Jeff James, Isaac Flickinger, last week's win or 2 weeks ago, most recent winner. Ali Nelson, Pretty Shaw, Derek Hamill, Onjack, Brock, Collins, Smith, Breeding, Bouchard, Gene Sanford, and RJ Reynolds on the outside looking in. And Brian James is now trying to chase down the top 2.
Remember, like I said, these 2 are trying to work together to avoid that. I can't believe Robert Pollard's in the field.
Well, for now.
Yeah.
As Wilson trying to get a spot away from Amy Shelley.
Can they make it on? Whoever can make it on fuel is going to win this race.
If anyone can.
Well,
so the pit stops.
might.
The pit stop cycle started lap 16 and ended lap 18.
Yeah, they're gonna have to pit again.
Stranger things have happened. I'm perplexed about the 2-tire call though.
It seems like it's gonna work. How big is the gap from third to first?
The gap is 2.5 seconds, and the last time round, Brian James was just a 10th quicker.
Yeah, but remember, like I said, clean air is king in these cars, and the 28 car, that was a great call. They were outside the top 18. That was a great call by them.
As Allison way high on the track.
That is an understatement. Maybe 4 tires for that car.
Well, Rain is going to use it to get by Amy Shelley for sure. He's also going to try and get by Chris Wilson. Rain's going to go to the middle now on the 34. Thinks better of it.
Mary's in 17th. Well, I think the 6th.
Well, so Matt Duncan now would be the transfer spot in 18th.
Yeah, good smart so far. Kevin, Ryan, George are out.
And more than likely, that would send the 66 and 64 both to the house. It would send the 64 for sure. 66 would need a miracle that their points would be good enough. As JT Bryant tries to slide up in front of Winnie Calhoun and doesn't make it work.
Yeah, no honey for Winnie right there. She was like, not today.
I think I understood what you were trying to go for there, but didn't quite work.
The 6th car is down to the 19th. The Owen Miles that we've been talking about.
As Ryan George now is up into the transfer spot.
Mary Shelley's still 16th. So
well, Mary Shelley's gone around Robert Pollard now.
They're having a hell of a battle back here.
As there's our second round of pit stops already.
What?
I really don't get the 47's in, as is the 8.
What the hell is going on? What the hell are we doing?
Braddock and Bryant also pit.
Are we on 4X?
Time Pollard is in. So that moves Brian James to the lead. Winnie Calhoun is now second. Paul Swanson, through all of this, moved up to the transfer spot.
Yeah, Pappy Eye and
Huh?
I. That Pappy Eye and I get fixed, because this is crazy.
You know what? We might still be on the one we ran last week, but I doubt that shouldn't affect the strategy. That would just affect the break wear.
Well, the strategy is, well, I can definitely tell the break. This is not 67 might make this race at this rate.
As there goes the 47 out of pit lane. And yet again, bizarre pit lane strategies.
I didn't know
And this time it was 4 tires. Wait, hold up. Wait, hold on. No, it's just 2 tires again.
What are you running, NASCAR 15 strategy here?
I don't know. Well, now the 47's got a gap back to the 8.
And they're a lap down. They're farther behind than they were before.
Probably.
Winnie
But
Calhoun
if these guys have to
actually-
pit again, that might bring them back into it.
Yeah, Winnie Calhoun hasn't made a race all of them yet. this
Yeah,
season,
she's trying to make her Coke Vanilla Cup Series. Oh, wait, there. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to check it again. I remember seeing the gender in a different Discord, and I forget what it was now.
I'm going to have to go to the 108. As more pit stops.
Nope.
Nope.
Just the way that they drove it into turn 3. Amy Shelley to the
Chris
middle.
Wilson. Woo, Chris Wilson just said, screw your honey, and just cut off with the Calhoun right there.
Yeah, that was a block and a half.
You can say that again, man. The transfer spot.
Transfer spot still is Paul Swanson in the 13. Allie Nelson is 1 spot out.
48 cars in 20th, and they do not even have any points to make this race.
Well, no, they do. They do. They're right here.
Well, not really good points.
They're not good points, but they have points.
Yes.
As Amy Shelley up to 3rd. Looks like Calhoun's going to be able to get the 4th spot away from Allison Rain. Henry Sanford, Austin LaPlante have joined the battle now.
Yep. Just can't catch these guys on those 2 tires.
And the battle for 18th is heating up. Nelson has caught Swanson.
Pretty Shaw's back there.
Braddock's on the... Well, Braddock's also a lap down. Yeah, I don't get what the pit strategy was.
If you're saving fuel right now, you can... Oh, God, I don't know what lines they're going to get all either.
Well, it definitely... Whatever it did, it helped Robert Pollard. He's looking like he might be able to make 2 in a row.
What's going to happen? We're going to get a copyright strike for REM if that happens.
As... Well... It's still a battle for second right now between Wilson and Amy Shelley. Shelley needs to race her way in. She comes into this 139th in points. Brian James is going to have to pit. Here we go. Kenny Moma's coming in.
God, who can make it 6 more laps?
Does anyone else have to pit? Yepes, Mary Shelley, Matt Duncan, Nelson, Shaw's in.
You do fuel only.
Isaac Flickinger, Mitchell Collins had to pit. So does Brock and Bouchard. Same for Gene Sanford.
Whoa!
Nearly 4 wide back here.
That's not going to work, boys and girls.
Now does Wilson have to pit? It looks like it. No, he doesn't. But Amy Shelley does.
Oh, God. Can anybody make it the last 5 laps?
She's not alone. Also pitting Jeff James, Kev Shear, Owen Miles, Trey Smith, Nick Breeding are in. So now this is throwing a lot of curveballs into the who is in. 2 tires for them that are for those that pit.
And they don't look like they're pitting here either.
Are they going to try and stretch it for fuel only?
They might. They got 4 laps to go. It's 8
5
laps on
to
the tank again.
top 5 right here with just 5 laps to go here at Auto Club. Only the top 18 were scored on the lead lap. This
And now
might
remember-
bring Marcus Ambrose back into the top 18.
But remember, 18 fell out, so it's 17. We're taking 17 right now.
Well, true. Right now, well, but even then, there's less than that on the lead lap.
Anybody else gonna pit? 36 again. Well, maybe, I don't know.
Nope. Top 5 stay out again.
Yep, and looks like right now the 15. Oh, that's still got to cycle around.
Still got to cycle. Now it's just the top 12 on the lead lap. Ambrose is now up to 13th. He is back in the race now.
73 is 11. They were dead last after the first cycle.
Derek Hamill's, I think, also on pit lane, so there might be just 11 cars on the lead lap. Hamill had to pit.
73 is so soon.
There's RJ Reynolds. He's right in the middle of all this, catching a draft.
But he's so slow. But oh god, somebody up in the fence.
Ryan George has to pit. Here comes Wilson and Sanford. But Calhoun is desperate enough to make a race that they stayed out.
Now, but you gotta remember who's gonna risk it. No brisket, no biscuit.
I mean, the 34 hasn't made a race all season. What do they have to lose? Why not try it?
The Window World sponsorship.
36 and the 5 trying to make it work.
34 has
I think they're pitting. I think that's a sign that they're pitting.
lost the place.
Oh!
34.
So those 3 now have to pit. Coming to two to go. Fitzwater pits. Robert Pollard can't make it work. What is this gonna do for the top 18?
Jay.
Worth mentioning, Mary Shelley currently scored 23rd. Now 21st. Oh,
73.
where is the 73? I think he pit. Where is the 73? Oh yeah, he pit the lap prior.
Okay, now who's gonna come out of the pits? This is gonna be the longest last 2 laps of my life.
Well, there's Allison Rain coming off pit lane first.
Now,
But who goes by?
That's the $1,000 question. Here comes
Also, they took fuel only. Those guys took fuel only. Here comes Ambrose.
Now this is the battle for the win and the lead.
Ambrose v. Wilson versus Jack James.
Chris Wilson started 16th. What a rally for him. Brian James is nowhere to be found in this.
And the bizarre pit strategy at the 47 the 8 did, it might work for them. They did 2 tires just a couple laps apart.
8 cars helping his protege out here.
And the white flag is out. Marcus Ambrose now leads over Wilson and Jack James.
James up to 8th right now. 28 cars at 10. Willie Calhoun might have a shot.
We'll keep it on the top 8. We'll keep on the top 10 to build the suspense over who's in the top 18.
The 47 won the duel last year with Gene. How about back-to-back with the 47 team? 2 different drivers.
And into turn number 3, they are going to get it done. No pressure from behind. Marcus Ambrose races his way into the Animaniacs 500. He wins Duel 1.
Battle between the teammates, and go for that to Chris
Wilson gets it over Jack James.
Calhoun did it. Holy shoot.
Calhoun will race. They will make their Coke Vanilla Cup Series debut.
Good job to Winnie. Honey for everybody.
Oh.
Man, nothing like from a dual win to dead last.
So, racing their way in through...
Allie Nelson did it!
Wait. Yeah, she did, because Mary Shelley was 16th. So, oh, by the way, just 0.005 of a second between Shelley and Yepes. So racing their way in through Duel 1 in a crazy race, Marcus Ambrose, Chris Wilson, Jack James, Allison Rain, Winnie Calhoun, Henry Sanford, Austin LaPlante, Brian James, JT Bryant, Bill Brack Jr., Zachary Fitzwater, Ryan George, Amy Shelley, Paul Swanson, Kenny Moma, Diego Yepes, and Allie Nelson.
Yep.
All
Holy
three.
crap.
All 3 that I can think of off the top of my head that have not raced their way into a race that were in this duel raced in. Let me
Or
double
didn't
check
make it.
this.
Well, shoot.
Let me double check. Oh, well, Bouchard. Yeah. So Bouchard was the only one that hadn't raced in yet that didn't race in.
Well,
So,
like I mentioned, this is kind of like an SS race, so I did expect some people low in the owner points to make the race. And Robert fell to 32nd.
and
That's the
Yepes
math.
can finally be happy because he's actually been tuning into the premieres and been upset because he hasn't made a race
There
yet.
you go, Yepes. You finally did it, buddy.
Watch, this is the one race that he doesn't tune in.
Well, I can't give him you tried cake then.
Well, with that, we will take a short break here in terms of recording wise, and we will bring you back for duel number 2 after we do some calculations of who's in and who's out. And we're back for duel number 2. We'll go through it quick enough. On the front row is going to be Seth Cole and Colin Cropley. They all are an all RCR row 2. Or sorry, row 1, I should say. Seth Cole, his pole speed for this duel, a 37.472. Not quick enough to do it, meaning duel 1 will be the inside line with Mary Shelley grabbing the pole for the Animaniacs 500 presented by the Jimmy Johnson Foundation. It will be Tim Randolph, Roberto Cran Jr. row 2, Delon Ebrahimian, Bradley Riemann row 3, Charles Sanford, the hometown boy, alongside Stephen Colon in row 4. Somewhere in there I missed, I think, saying Delon Ebrahimian. I don't know. Vargas will start in row 5 alongside Carter Joey. Show you a few of the other drivers as we go trackside.
Drivers, start your engines!
The SHR cars both starting alongside each other as the field rolls. Steven, some of your thoughts, at least as we go into Duel 2, based on what we saw in Duel 1.
You know this is going to be the crazy duel and stuff. This is Mary, continues the streak of 3 straight years with a pole, 6 pole overall off of Mary. Seth, it looks like Craig Cropley will get the Pied Piper, and we'll see who does some crazy pitch strategy here. We have a couple more drivers that made a start this year in this duel, and based on the last one, they might make the race right here. We got some another California representative, Charles. You're running the Standard Brothers car, so good luck to that. And we got another charter car here. 2 Red Bull cars, 2 RPM cars, and the Brandon Ash team is back, so we'll see what happens.
And 3 of the Richard Childress cars are in this duel because you also have William Duncan. By the way, before we go too much farther, also I will apologize for Duel 1 because for the first time ever on this channel, it was my voice that was booming, and I didn't even realize it when we started that. We were having problems getting audio working well beforehand. I turned on a setting in Discord, and it made my voice apparently super loud. So I apologize for that. With that said, Fields comes off turn number 4. He was mentioning some of those. I will get to that here in a moment. As Field coming to the green, and Duel 2 is green. How crazy do they get? The drivers in this duel that have yet to make a start, Wes McCoy, Noah Sewell in the 09. And Cropley gets the jump on Seth Cole, 3 wide into turn 1.
Here they come right here. This is, oh God, it's getting already nuts than the first one. Oh, 9 car slid up.
As 3 wide, couple rows of it down the back straightaway. Seth trying to do what Mary Shelley couldn't do in Duel 1. There they go, 4 wide into turn 3.
This is, remember, no caution, guys. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Sanford, Ream, they get it back to 3 wide. That was MoMA down low, Randolph up high. Did the field survive in the back? They did. Wes McCoy in last. It's Colin Cropley, though, that leads lap 1.
Survive this.
Delon Ebrahimian, Stephen Colon up the middle.
Steve Paul, here comes the old 2 car, which was Joe Gibbs last year. First time ashes on the west coast of California.
Brett MoMA throws it to the inside of Carter Joey into turn number 3. Delon Ebrahimian trying to go for second on Seth Cole.
Trying to continue the charter party going on here. Let's see how they could do.
Well, Time Paulo didn't fare so well in Duel 1, considering he actually will have to start from provisional land. Brett MoMA slid up the track, almost got into Carter Joey. Five wide coming off turn 2.
Yeah, ain't gonna work. That's somehow gonna work.
They got it back to 3 wide somehow, but they were 5 wide there for a moment.
I think Steve Paul's gonna need to go get a new car for Will instructing how close that was. Oh, does. So we'll almost turn the 99 right there.
Steve Pollard, who will race, that's for sure already. Nearly wiped up into the 0-2. I should mention with Seth Cole getting in on the front row, that actually locked in Brett Moma. Off of Duel 1 as Delano Rahimian looks for the race lead. With Wilson and Bryant racing in, that locked in Pretty Shaw. And it would have locked in Seth Cole and Pretty Shaw. Then Seth got in on the pole. That locks in Brett Moma. As Abrahamian looking for the race lead. Can he make it stick through 3 and 4? Bradley Reams up high. I'm too used to there being... I don't know why I made that. Well, it's Brett Moma in there too, so I guess that's why I said it. As this is about what I was. This is a little bit more what I was expecting with Duel 1.
14th and 6th for Everhemian, 2 starts here. He's liking that California track, and it's showing him. He's trying to battle Cropley, who's only made 2 starts this year. In the 500 finished 3rd, and then missed a couple of races. But decent SS package for RCR.
As Abrahamian's still all over the back bumper of that 33, trying to move Cropley through 3 and 4. Bradley Ream was sideways off turn 4, nearly got into the 83.
20 car. They've racing a little dangerously. 82 in the transfer spot right there.
As Stephen Colon now going for second on Abrahamian. Cropley trying to throw a block on both of them. Brett Moma now gets his way to the bottom. You have Roberto Crown Jr. trying to take a spot away from Seth Cole. Charles Sanford's in the middle. In the 05, that was Downey nearly in the wall. Brett Moma on the inside. Sorry.
07 to the bottom, looked 3 wide almost, thought about it.
Oh, Crown sideways through 1 and 2.
Yep, taking all that work. Gonna need some Jim Beam for that move right there. Sub 52's lost the draft.
Yep, that part we saw already. Running 37.7 as his best lap. It's compared to like a 37.5 for the rest of the field.
Max Anderson in a brand new paint scheme back here.
Yep, that's 78 World Vision Chevrolet, currently in 29th spot. Dang, the guys I was picking for the pole never really fared too well today. So far, at least.
I think I'm sure you have to run the extend scheme right here. It's pretty hard to get that car picked in games.
Boo. As Downey last time by was in the transfer spot. Rafael LeDuc, though, on the outside looking in, wants that 18th spot.
Vargas is having a rough year. A driver hasn't even made a start yet. He's ahead of him in points, so you know it's been a rough time.
As side by side for the lead, Cropley's going to be able to lead at the line. Here comes Abrahamian, though.
43 won the DQ race here last year, too, and Abrahamian has, like I mentioned, 2 top 15s here, so it's a pretty stout driver. His 33 car trying to hang it in there.
As still side by side down the back, Cropley hanging in strong, getting the momentum down the back straightaway.
9 car besides Time Paul and Pretty Shaw in the first one. The RPM's doing pretty good so far.
Well, I was going to... The problem with you saying that is RPM sucked in Duel 1. They haven't sucked in Duel 2.
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically what you're saying. But if things hold up like this, all 4 Richard Petty Motorsports cars would race.
That's pretty impressive.
As Cologne nearly up in the fence.
Well, Cologne, are you Dale Jr.?
4 wide off turn 2.
This isn't gonna
As that is Brett Moma down low. Seth Cole wants out of it. I don't blame him. He's got a pole-sitting car if he can keep it in one piece.
With the way Cologne's driving, it might not be a pole-sitting car. His 43 car is trying with all its might.
Did I say pole-sitting? I mean front row sitting. As Steve Pollard up to 3rd, there are definitely some people that like that sight, one of which is William Brock.
Yeah, definitely William Black likes that site. And Max Anderson's gonna like that site also.
Seth wants out of this so much he decided to go to the third line through 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's not really where you want to be right there. That usually gets you turned.
Oh, McIntyre nearly cleared himself off the 07.
And the 20. 43 is trying so hard to pass that 33.
43 is quicker. That's for sure. Although Juan Rodriguez actually set the fastest lap of the race. Here comes Abrahamian again. This is what, attempt 3 or 4?
Yeah, Delon Abrahamian, God, he's going to pass a kidney stone before he passes that car.
As I think he might get it done this time. Cropley's behind him. Can he clear? No. Cropley's
So
still there.
God, that 33 car, that's just that high. Momentum is so good.
Well, this is showing the potential that this speedway can have. We didn't quite see it in Duel 1. We're seeing it here in Duel 2. Cropley back in front off turn 4.
27 cars trying to take advantage of this too.
As Abrahamian's gonna lose the ground that to where he's not gonna be side by side with Cropley now.
Yeah, Brian James was able to make, with all the crazy pit strategy, Brian James ended up finishing 8th, so could see a surprise person below there. Bill Bragg Jr. was below the top 18. He ended up making the race, so.
Speaking of top 18, LeDuc now is into the top 18 in the transfer spot as Brett Moma's trying to battle with Steven Colon.
Pack is still pretty tight. Well, there's not a lot of mean cars in this one.
3 wide, McIntyre, Ream, and Sanford. Ream sideways again off turn 4.
Yeah, Ream is just...
He's hanging on for dear life. Here we go again. Delon Abrahamian looking for the race lead.
Delon Abrahamian's going to freaking smash his head. He's never going to eat Cheerios again at this rate.
And Cropley's still there down the back straightaway. Steve Pollard trying to push the 33 back in front.
Yeah, old, well, it's Toyota now. Old alliances never die, I guess. His 07 car, I don't know where he's going.
Well, he's trying to use that outside line momentum to his advantage. It might work for him. Although he's actually maybe going to lose a spot to McIntyre, actually.
Yep, and that didn't work out. It's the 9 car, the 17 of Tristan Wilhoit moving up through the field here.
Yep, that is the 17 of Wilhoit up into 6th.
60 cars in the 18th in the transfer spot. Gallon Dowley still.
As LeDuc moved up a little bit. Nearly 4 wide again. They're back to 3. Here comes Juan Rodriguez in that 35 car. We saw it on the speed charts. Had the fastest lap so far in this race.
Yep, they're being in the back of the pack, catching a whiff of that draft right there. Oh, and they are just so on top. 99's up the hill back there.
Tim Randolph trying to get a momentum down the front straightaway. This is another car that people want to see race its way in. That way as it stands right now, they wouldn't technically, well, I was going to say they wouldn't be they would have to be falling back on the past champion, but technically if the 27 races in, they would be the 6th car on points, so.
Yes, and they're in right
as here we go. Oh, Cropley turned down into the 43 as he's trying to pit.
I don't know what kind of line that was, buddy.
Steve Pollard also going to pit as well. Tim Randolph's going to pit in the 41.
Oh, how that wasn't a crash right there.
Looks like it's just those 3 pitting this time around. So let it begin again. It's again lap 16 on to 17 that the pit stop cycle began.
See if those guys can lap 25 like the other ones did.
Well, let's see what the pit strategy is on whether or not they go 2 tires or 4. Gonna have a lot of guys pitting this time around. Who stays out? Looks like LeDuc is going to be one of them.
Yep.
As it is Abrahamian, Cologne, MoMA, Wilhoit, Seth Cole, McIntyre, Joey, Ream, Rodriguez, Crown, Sanford, Zorline, Braxton, Dylan Young, Anderson, Duncan, Sewell, Shelton, Oscon, Hill, Hodak, Pollard, Downey, Qualls, and McCoy that pit that time around.
God, was it Roush family staying out?
It was 4 tires for the 20s for that group that pit on lap 16. As it looks like it's going to be the rest of them pitting this time around. As there's the 33 and the 27. There were some drivers who took the 2 tires that time.
They got to do something to try to make the race.
As here comes Steve Pollard looking for what would be the race lead potentially on Colin Cropley.
Yeah, Steve Pollard 1 year, 2 seasons ago in the 33 RCR car, ironically enough, is happening right now.
And it's not going to be for the race lead because Abrahamian's going to beat him out, at least a little bit. Although Pollard with the momentum's going to get back in front.
Yep.
But there are drivers who beat him out. James Qualls and Matt McIntyre.
McIntyre is long.
And actually, there's Alexander Rowe. He led the lap on pit lane. And there's LeDuc. He wins the race off pit lane. McIntyre does get the race lead, though.
Usually.
Yeah, I was going to say, not unlike what we saw not yesterday, in Duel 1. That wasn't even recorded yesterday. I don't know why I said that. Unlike what we saw in Duel 1, Matt McIntyre is all alone. Here comes Steve Pollard looking for second on Qualls, who we believe took 2 tires based on where he is running now. And the fact that Steve Pollard just made that move on the inside of turn 3. Oh, trouble! Big wreck! Big wreck!
Oh, God. We don't know what that happened.
And that's Seth Cole!
God.
Oh, my. That means Seth's going to go to the rear of the field.
And
That's
that
Stephen
must-
Colon, Alexander Rowe, Dylan Young, Jessica Shelton, Brett
Holy
Hill,
shit.
Braxton. Oh, my.
Pollard did.
Roberto
Right?
Crown
Right.
Jr. as well.
Wait, where's Wes McCoy? He might be in the
Hodak.
God, everybody, right?
Max Anderson.
Where's the 52?
As we'll wait and see. First off, though, sorry. Oh! Gosh!
You know what happened? Somebody probably tried to merge. You know how we saw with the 96 car in the first one? They probably came out and
Oh,
out.
well, but he's 7. It's only the top 17. Wes McCoy is on the outside looking in.
Oh, poor Wes. Oh.
So Steve
That
Pollard is
sucks.
second, Qualls is third, Cropley's fourth, Abrahamian, LeDuc, Vargas, MoMA, Randolph, Bradley Ream, the top 10. We'll wait till they get by pit lane so I don't have to worry about going through any of the other cars that might be still sitting there. Sam Schluter, Logan Alexander, Juan Rodriguez, Landon Smith Jr. That's the top 14. Will Hoyt is 15th. Charles Sanford is 16th. Zorline is 17th. William Duncan just got by Wes McCoy for 18th. And William Duncan is one of the guys who has to race his way in.
Yeah, they got to get up there now. Oh, wow.
And
that
there's
was
only the 19 cars running.
That was a gigantic wreck.
And the gap is now under 2 seconds for the race lead. Cropley gets by Qualls.
That, I will not deny, would have been a caution.
Had we realized it happened.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. That was like Texas level big wreck.
Hodak is out. Anderson is out. Crown is out.
Dual league on the 78.
Shelton will be out. Braxton is sitting on pit lane somewhere in there. Pollard behind the wall, so he will have to fall back on points.
Yep.
Sewell is out, so the streak continues for him. It's now going to be 5 in a row. I think there's people that are getting back out on track. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, Wes McCoy's hoping 2 cars fall out.
Right now, yes.
These are the first retirements we've seen at this track since 2006, so that's major.
Well, Carter, Joey, Braxton. Oh, you know what? Some of the guys who are out actually have gotten positions gained out of this. We are down to officially just 19 cars running.
And remember what I said? This is always going to be the craziest duel, and we haven't had retirements in 2 years here.
As Abrahamian battling for 4th with Rafael LeDuc.
As they are catching that 39 at a rap pace.
Well, it's down to a second. they're going to catch him within the next about lap or two here.
But are they gonna now? Remember, they pitted last time. Those two Mark.
I think it was right around lap 25 is when we saw other pit stops in Duel 1.
Wes McCoy's like, the half the field wrecks, but damn it, I still can't make the race.
Well, a little under half.
3 seconds to make up to catch Shoreline.
Although he is trying to get a draft off the 31, Randolph trying to pass Brett Moma. Although now, with what's happened, there's no real reason to push it if you're one of these guys in the top 17. Now, obviously, they are going to because this is for starting spot. Plus, now with what happened to Seth Cole, whoever wins this duel is going to start on the outside front row.
We've seen that front row play very big dividends as Colin Crop is able to lead half the beginning of the race here.
As Cropley now going to try and get second spot away from Matt McIntyre. So this is where the 2 tires is not working for that 39 car.
And if I'm the 52 car, I'm taking 2 tires myself.
As Qualls pit.
Yep.
That was for 2 tires. 27 might pit. Definitely McIntyre is pitting.
Yep, he's coming in. That means
that will put the 52 of Wes McCoy into the top 17 for now.
That's the first ever time I think we've seen him in the top 17 this season.
Well, he's not in there yet, but he will be.
Yes,
Meanwhile, LeDuc trying to look for what would be 3rd spot now on Dylan Ebrahimi. Can't quite get there. And what a wreck. Oh my, just the magnet. Someone had to get turned up the track off of the apron.
Yes, that's what exactly I'm thinking. Like we saw with the 96 that almost happened there.
Just the way that the skid marks are leads me to believe that. 4 tires for the 39.
Oh, I guess they, threw 2 tires.
As LeDuc now looking for 3rd. Cropley goes to the outside line, trying to look for a way around Steve Pollard.
I'm going to block him there. 43 now on the high side, trying to pass here.
Well, and Ebrahimian's going to try and use that outside line to his advantage to 3 and 4. And he's going to be able to do so, it looks like, because here comes Ebrahimian back at him and is going to clear off turn 4.
Yep, now it's official. The 52 for the first time this season is in a transfer swap.
As the 39 and 26 are now 1 lap down for the time being.
Now, if you're somebody in the top 10 or top 15 known points, that is not what you want to see.
True. Then again, basically, like most of the cars on pit lane, you didn't want to see wrecked. Well, actually, wait, hold on. So, based on what happened with Duel 1, Hodak is going to be a DNQ. Anderson could still fall back on points. Joey and Braxton still could, technically. Brett Hill still could. Shelton will be a DNQ again, just cannot get it going now, it looks like. I don't know why. That car ran well in testing. It's just not running well now. Dylan Young could fall back on points. Stephen Colon, as we've got the extra round of pit stops here. Ebrahimian's going to stay out. Colin Cropley will pit. Stephen Colon will be a DNQ. Alexander Rowe will be a DNQ. Noah Sewell. Oscon will be a DNQ. Pollard will fall back on points. Crown will be a DNQ, and Downey would be a DNQ. As Randolph also pits with Wilhoit, Zorline, Duncan, and McCoy. As Vargas is going to stay out the extra lap. Well, I mean, it's a sound strategy if you can make it work, but the problem is Vargas doesn't have anyone running with them. The next closest is going to be Bradley Ream in the 20. 2 seconds back. Then you have Schluter and Alexander. Landon Smith Jr. also stayed out.
Yep.
And there's James Qualls, and this is where about he's going to cycle out. He's ahead of Randolph. He's back into the top 17 as well. Vargas now pits that, as does Sanford. That hands the lead to Bradley Ream. Now, here's the interesting part. Duel 1, I understood it, especially for a driver like Winnie Calhoun. I don't get it in this duel because of the attrition. I don't get the idea. Why not just make your pit stop, get on the tires, and be done with it?
Yeah, starting position, man. That's the only thing I can think of right now.
But then if you have to pit, you're going to lose that ground. Unless Ream's been running a pace that he can make it the rest of the way, which he stays out again. But we saw in Duel 1, they had to pit with 2 to go. Currently, he's got the top 6 trapped, 7th on back, trapped a lap down. Make that now 6th on back with Vargas.
See what happens right here. There's hopefully nobody comes up on the apron right here. Duke is having somebody.
Well, LeDuc, he passed Vargas on the apron.
Can Vargas make it? Or is he? No, it doesn't look like
Well,
he's showing
Vargas had to pit already. Bradley Ream will pit now. So does Schluter and so does Alexander. That's going to hand the lead to Landon Smith Jr. now.
Oh my God, Landon Smith Jr. is going to lead? Oh wow. And here comes Steve.
Steve Pollard's going to try and get his lap back. That's all this is for. Should be pretty routine.
37 won one duel last year with Aaron Thane, so trying to get their second duel win.
And Steve Pollard does get his lap back, so make it now 6 cars back on the lead lap. And does Landon Smith Jr. Yep, he's going to pit this time.
But he could probably take fuel and not lose a lot of speed.
Well, so where is LeDuc in all this? So here comes LeDuc. He is right now looking like he's going to be the leader.
Yep, cycle up front. It's good.
As he passes the 70. He's going to pass the 20 pretty easily and the 08. So Logan Alexander wins the race off pit lane there. Landon Smith Jr. already down and away.
Yeah, probably just fuel only.
Had to be at 4 seconds. Under 5 seconds, actually. Even the 20 was fuel only. But LeDuc was still on the lead lap compared to the 37, so I think even making the pit stop, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, who's in the transfer spot, too?
Well, basically, again, we're just going to leave it up to shock factor and drama because it's still cycling around. LeDuc is the leader, though. Alexander is in second. This is the battle for second with Ream and Schluter. Steve Pollard is on fresher tires trying to run him down.
Yeah, he's trying to catch him, trying to get a better spot here with Seth Cole's accident here.
Well, yeah, so wherever they finish is actually going to be what row they start in because the 07's going to the rear. Here comes the 27 looking for what should be 5th spot as the white flag is out.
Yeah. No,
sorry, no, that's for 4th. This is for 4th.
Leading. Yep, LeDuc is leading.
And he's not going to have any competition because Steve Pollard is not going to be able to catch him.
Is the 14, is the 08 leading or is it the 14?
It's the 14.
14, yep. Good job. LeDuc won one duel race last year. SHR is trying to get their first duel win.
Right now, though, the battle is for second. And it doesn't look like Ream's going to get there. Neither is the 27. And Rafael LeDuc is going to win Duel 2 in what was a hectic and chaotic race.
And all the Joe Gibbs cars made the race. How about that? They just had to take out that 02 car to make it.
It was what was holding them back.
Pretty much.
As Zorline is going to be the last one to finish on the lead lap in 19th spot.
And he's going to go home.
Yeah, so that's going to be one of the Hendrick cars out.
Ooh, where did West finish?
Well, he only had to beat one other car. We know he beat one. No!
Ah!
By a 10th.
William Duncan saved the legacy of everybody.
Racing their way in Duel 2, Rafael Leduc, Logan Alexander, Bradley Ream, Steve Pollard, Sam Schluter, Christian Vargas, Colin Cropley, Delon Abrahamian, James Qualls, Tim Randolph, Landon Smith Jr., Matt McIntyre, Brett Moma, Juan Rodriguez, Tristan Wilhoit, Charles Sanford, and William Duncan takes on the final transfer spot. Steven, your final thoughts on this one?
It was definitely an interesting race here and stuff. Good job, like Duke for his second dual wins, first since Bounce Arena last season. Good job to Logan Alexander. I heard everybody in the wreck was all right. So Wes McCoy's dreams of making a race came of one spot short.
As
Look at the bottom here. I
so
crashed
many,
out.
so many drivers crashing out.
Yeah, tough break for Sewell and some of the DNQs. So we got the DNQ race. We got Hooters,
You know
and
what's
we
going to
also
be?
got the.
Go ahead.
We'll go ahead.
Sorry.
We got the Hooters in the truck race here. It's going to be 63 laps, 13 laps longer than the race last year, 12 laps shorter. So it's going to be like a 2 to 3 pit stop race. Definitely going to be interesting. Well, we take about all those retirements here. A lot of backup cars, so a lot of drivers are going to be trying to fill up their car for the first time during the race. And yeah, we're going to be back tomorrow for some truck racing here. So, you know, truck's usually more of a pack race. It's interesting. Joseph Bryan won in the 80 truck last year. Last year in the Hooters race, we saw somebody LePage. It was a pretty good race. I can't complain. I already know that we're gonna have some high DNQs, and it's not gonna be appreciated by the officials. But blame all those people for actually wanting to make the race. And let's get ready for the rest of the weekend. How about that, Charles?
Well, so you kind of led perfectly into what I was almost going to say. So, what's going to be interesting for it, it's not going to really affect the race on Sunday, but for the D and Q race, it's basically going to be Duel 1 and then Duel 2 because of how you do the rear of the field.
Pretty
also,
much.
Wes McCoy is going to be on the outside front row for the D and Q race.
Well, I might have to air this one.
So, with that said, congrats to Marcus Ambrose and Rafael Leduc, the unlikely dual winners, if we're being honest, based on what they did last year. Leduc obviously also going to get promoted up to the front row on the fact that the 07 is going to have to go to the rear of the field. Also, basically, because we can't get to work otherwise, it means that Seth Cole's also going to have to forfeit pit selection. With that said, though, I'd leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't today for more gaming and racing related content. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment down below or in the Premiere chat or on Discord to let me know what you guys thought of this one. For Stephen Paul III, I'm Gordon Fan291, and this has been a production of the NRSL. We'll see you guys next time.
See you guys. Help some guys get some backup cars.